Welcome to the FMN Sports Network on this Monday, June 16, 2014. I'm your sports anchor, Jim Alshane.
And joining Jim tonight is American college football analyst Gordon Thomas.
The big sports story today is the demise of Lane Kiffin and Ed Orgeron, also known as American college football's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, in a shootout with the Bolivian Army in the small town of San Vicente.
Kiffin and Orgeron first met in 2001 when coaching at Southern California under Pete Carroll. They split up for a time, with Kiffin becoming the head coach of the Oakland Raiders and Orgeron moving to Mississippi as the head coach.
After a troubled tenure at Oakland, where he went 5-15, Kiffin was fired by Raiders owner Al Davis for insubordinate behavior and being a liar.
Al Davis pulled an NFL first by holding a press conference in which he detailed at length why Lane Kiffin was such a sleazeball. Due to his own reputation as a crazy old cokehead fool, little attention was paid to his charges at the time.
Meanwhile, Orgeron, also known as Coach O, had suffered through 3 controversial seasons at Ole Miss before being fired for being a lunatic. Coach O, in his introductory meeting with the team, ripped his shirt off and challenged players to fight him. His time at Ole Miss went downhill from there, and he was let go after the 2007 season.
Tennessee's firing of longtime coach Philip Fulmer in late 2008 opened the door for Kiffin's return to college football. Kiffin was appointed Tennessee's head football coach in a roll of the dice by athletic director Mike Hamilton.
Kiffin quickly brought in his old pal, Ed Orgeron, and assembled the highest-paid staff in college football. The Tennessee athletic department had to rework their nepotism rules, so Kiffin could hire his father, Monty Kiffin, as defensive coordinator.
Coach Kiffin quickly made enemies throughout the SEC with his taunts and insults of rival coaches. He insulted the town of Pahokee, Florida, which banned his staff from recruiting at their high school, and was reprimanded by the SEC commissioner for being an asshole.
Kiffin ran a tight program with respect to player discipline, and ran over 20 players off the team. His success in this area dropped Tennessee out of the Fulmer Cup standings for the first time in years. Despite his successes, the team suffered an embarrassing incident in which players held up some penniless kids and made off with a cheeseburger.
Kiffin's one season at Tennessee was a mixed success. The Volunteers, despite predictions of a 50-point loss, played Florida well and gave the Gators a bad case of the orange flu. The game left coach Urban Meyer constipated for the rest of the season. Against top-ranked Alabama, the Tide needed a game-saving field goal block as time expired to hold on to a win. Poor games against Auburn and Ole Miss kept Tennessee from having a great season. The season ended with a Chick-fil-A Bowl beatdown by Virginia Tech. Kiffin, always a class act, treated winning coach Frank Beamer to the famous drive-by handshake at game's end. The Vols ended the season with 7 wins and 6 losses.
Shortly after the season, Lane Kiffin ignited a firestorm of controversy by departing Tennessee to assume the head coaching position at the University of Southern California.
Kiffin's departure just 3 weeks before National Signing Day for football recruits threw the Tennessee program into a tailspin. Students rioted on campus, and the internet was gridlocked for days as the Go Vols and Vol Nation websites were inundated with web traffic.
Kiffin's 92nd, no questions farewell press conference at Tennessee drew much criticism, as did Coach O's recruiting of Tennessee players for Southern Cal during Kiffin's turbulent farewell meeting with the team.
Kiffin and Coach O stole several staff members, recruits, and the athletic department Red Bull machine as they left for Southern California. After 3 seasons at USC, the program was put on probation for their activities. Kiffin and Orgeron left in the middle of the night to coach at Dodge City Community College in Kansas.
After a controversy-filled season at Dodge City, Kiffin and Orgeron were run out of town by angry torch-welding mobs for being monumental assholes. They jumped to the Universidad Mayor de San Andres in Bolivia as football coaches, only to discover that in South America, football is really soccer.
This development left Kiffin and Orgeron no choice but to move their antics from sports to the commercial sector. They quickly made the most wanted list of the Bolivian Federal Police for a string of bank holdups in which they wore hoodies and Tennessee football practice jerseys.
All of which led to Kiffin and Orgeron's last stand in the town of San Vicente. They perished during an hour-long shootout with units of the Bolivian Army. The Army reports that no one else was injured.
Kiffin is survived by his estranged wife Leila and 3 children whose names he could never remember. Orgeron is mourned by shareholders of the Red Bull Company.
That is all tonight for our lead sports story. Thanks Gordon for your help recounting the antics of Lane Kiffin and Ed Orgeron.